Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for our 5th grade DARE graduation. I want to thank the parents for coming, and I would like to thank everyone from the village and the district office for coming as well. We're going to go ahead and get started. For those of you that might not know me, I'm Mrs. Roberts, the principal here at Blackhawk, and we have Officer Cahill, who did a wonderful job teaching our DARE this year and every year that she has done that, so thank you very much. She has been a wonderful resource for us at Blackhawk. And at this time, I'm going to go ahead and call up a few students who will be helping us lead out the Pledge of Allegiance. So at this time, Arhan Syed, Brayden Townsend, Sierra Alcantara, Brandon Johnson, and Justin Delgado.
Our flag is back there.
Can everyone please rise? And face the flag. Please be seated.
Thank you. Nice job, 5th graders. And at this time, I would like to invite everyone to the 5th grade DARE graduation for Blackhawk School. We started this journey 9 weeks ago. The weather really isn't too much different than when we started. Still waiting for spring to arrive and stay. The rain is better than the snow, though, I guess. I'll take that. But parents, families, friends, special guests, we've learned a lot in our 9 weeks. We've spent our time once a week after school learning skills that can help us, as we grow older, to be safe and responsible. Now, oftentimes people think that the DARE program is just about teaching kids about drugs. We actually learn facts about just 2 different drugs. What are they, kids? Tobacco and alcohol. And we've also included lessons on vaping because that seems to be the really big stressor or challenge that young people are facing currently. So we talk about that as well. But most importantly, we learn how to avoid those pressures. What we can say if we are pressured into trying a drug or just making a bad choice in general. The DARE decision-making model, you're going to hear us talk about it in the essays in just a few minutes. The whole point of that is to help 5th graders as you go through your teenage years, through high school and into adulthood, by thinking about your choices before you actually make the choice. Because that's oftentimes what gets kids in trouble. They don't think first, and I think all the parents can shake their head, yeah, they do things without thinking, and teachers can say that, the police can say that. So it's an important skill to learn how to use, and so overall, DARE, being safe and responsible, by using the DARE decision-making model can help us a lot. So, without further ado, I'm going to have 4 5th graders step forward. We had several contests throughout our 9 weeks. One of them was an essay contest. The students that led us in the Pledge of Allegiance, they are half of the winners. The other half of the winners will be reading their essay for all of you today. So, if I could have Brianna, Haiti, Diana, and Martina, come on up. And first we have Brianna.
DARE is a program where you learn what not to do and sets you on the right path for a successful life. DARE stands for Define, Assess, Respond, Evaluate, and Drug Abuse Resistance Education. Well, I guess you all knew that, but let's start with smoking and drinking alcohol and why it's bad. Smoking can literally kill you, so can alcohol. So many people die from cancer of the lungs due to smoking. It's so bad. I know what it's like to have smokers in the family, and I know how they can die from it, but I also get that it's hard to stop. Cigarettes are so addicting. It's because of the substance called nicotine. There are so many bad health effects due to smoking. It interferes with the way the brain works. It causes heart disease. Smokers have more colds and upper respiratory problems, and it causes lung cancer. It's so important that people stop smoking. It causes so much harm to your body, and it's not worth the risk. My mom is a smoker, but she tries multiple times to stop. The more she tries, the less she smokes. But the good thing is that she's trying, and that's all that matters. Drinking is just as bad as smoking. There are over 75,000 deaths that has relations to alcohol. Luckily, it's illegal for people under the age of 21, but kids and teens always find a way to grab a bottle of it. Teen bodies are still growing, making more severely than adults. Drinking causes loss of coordination, like not knowing where you are, poor judgment, memory loss, loss of self-control, and soul reflexes. Alcohol weakens the heart muscle and reduces the amount of blood to and from the heart. Many people drink. Some people in my family likes drinking, but they know how to control themselves and not to drink too much. Next, let's talk about risky situations. There are two types of risks. Let's talk about good risks. Good risks are like trying new foods or new hobbies to see if you like it. Bad risks, on the other hand, are like thinking of stealing, smoking, or drinking. There are so many risks out there. You have to think, is there as many good risks as bad? If there are more good risks than bad, then go ahead, take your chance. But know your plan can backfire on you. So there's a 50-50 chance. Are you willing to take that risk? If there are more bad risks, then don't do it. It's not worth you getting into big, major trouble. If you do it, it's too late. You've done it. Now you're going to regret the moment you did it, what you did thinking, I should think before I do something first. Let's talk about one last thing before you get tired of me talking. Finally, the last thing, bullying. The one point in any kid's life that happens multiple times. Kids let's have fun, but we all have met that certain someone who's mean. But letting them bully you is a huge no. Don't let them bully you. Now, I'm not saying to beat up your bullies and risk getting yourself hurt. What I'm saying is that you should say something, speak up. If someone offers you help, don't ignore it. Go for the gold and don't give up. Thank you for listening to me.
Okay, next we have Haiti.
Have you ever wondered what the DARE program does or what is it about? Well, here Officer Kale teaches us in staying drug-free, peer pressure, and communication. Overall, I really enjoyed DARE and learning new things. If you want to hear more about my experience and what I learned about these topics, keep reading to find out. In the beginning, what I learned in DARE is to stay drug-free. We talked about health issues that tobacco causes, as well as health issues alcohol causes, and how to make responsible choices by using the DDMM. Some health issues that tobacco causes are lung cancer, heart disease, and many health issues. It can also stain your teeth and cause bad breath, dry your skin, and cause wrinkles. Health effects of alcohol may include memory loss, loss of self-control. Too much alcohol can slow down the body and lead to coma and death. In DARE, we learn to use the DDMM to make responsible choices. The DDMM stands for DARE Decision Making Model. We use it to define, assess, respond, evaluate, and hope. I will use it if I'm in a bad situation or in a good situation. Secondly, what I learned in the DARE program is that there are different things that you feel peer pressure. For example, we learned that you can get stressed from peer pressure and you might be getting manipulation. And how can you respond to it? When we're talking about peer pressure, we talked about one of the causes that you feel when you're peer pressured, and that was stress. When you're talking about this, Officer Cahill told us to hold our hands and try to push/squeeze our hands. And while doing this, we all felt tired or like we were lifting a big weight, and it was so hard to do. That's how I felt. As I started to finish, my hands started to get sweaty. It was cool. Another thing is when you're being manipulated, you also start to feel stressed out. We learned how we can respond to all of these by talking them out or doing fun activities to make you less stressed out. Third, what I learned in the DARE program is there are many ways of communication. For example, there is a forceful way that is demanding, confident, and sometimes there is a very effective way of communication that makes us want to listen. When we were talking about demanding communication, we all knew what it meant because of the word demanding. So it meant when you're telling someone what to do without choice. We learned that when you're talking in a confident communication, you're brave and have eye contact. There can also be effective communication, and by that, we learned that it means when you're touched by someone with their words. In conclusion, I really enjoy the DARE program and learning facts about it that drugs can do to your body, staying drug-free, learning different types of things when you feel peer pressure, and also learning many ways of communication. Thank you for listening.
All right, next, Diana.
In my essay today, I will be talking about what I learned in DARE and how DARE will help me in the future. I really want to thank Officer Cahill for teaching me about drug safety and alcohol safety. Officer Cahill taught me so many facts about drugs and how alcohol can mess up your mind when you are a child. And that Officer Cahill also said that your mind doesn't actually develop until you are 24 to 25 years old. And this year, I learned that, and over the years I've been alive, that when you are a child, you can't smoke or drink because it is dangerous by hurting your lungs, which is the result of smoking and vaping, and by hurting your mind, which is the result of drinking alcohol, and is illegal. I learned how to resist peer pressure, and three things I could say if I were ever in those types of situations. For example, if someone asked me if I wanted some wine, a couple of ways to respond to that would be, no thanks, my parents would kill me, which is to say no and then give an explanation. Or this is another way, no, let's go to my house and hang out, which is to say no and then change the subject. The last way would be to say no and then give a fact about why it is dangerous. No, because alcohol can really mess up your mind when your brain is still developing. And I learned that peer pressure is hard to go against because it'll be hard to have an opportunity to lose a friend or to be treated like a so-called goody two-shoes and be ignored because you said no and then said like, I really don't want to smoke or vape or whatever they ask you. I really now have a reason for me to say that I can't smoke or consume alcohol because I have some of the facts now. And winning against peer pressure will be easier for me. Then, I also have a friend that when she was little, in the sink, there was like a vape pen or something, and so she thought it was candy and started to smoke because she was curious about this. And the same friend has also had alcohol, again because she was curious. But now she knows the consequences. But what I do have to say is that I didn't know that alcohol was a drug. I thought it was more in its own category instead of this is a drug or this is not a drug. I thought it was in like the category of I don't know or this is up to you. Some facts about smoking are that 500,000 people have died from secondhand smoking. 40,000 people have died from smoking. Some facts about alcohol are that getting drunk can make you do a lot of crazy things. For example, if you drive, you might ram off the road and can make you walk quickly. There are also reasons why people under the age of 21 can't drink because it can really mess up your brain and your heart. And by messing up your brain, there are many consequences. There are also many cancers you can get, including breast cancer, which can be cured, but there are also many other cancers you can get that cannot. Now, with all this information, I can have a healthier lifestyle, a life with no smoking, no vaping, and only a little tiny bit of alcohol in my body. I really want to have a healthy lifestyle for when I'm older, I can encourage my kids to have a healthy lifestyle. Thank you for listening to my essay.
And next is Martina.
DARE stands for Define, Assess, Respond, Evaluate, or Drug Abuse Resistance Education.
DARE is a program that helps us understand that drugs are not a good thing and that we should make safe and responsible choices. How many people die every year because of tobacco? And did you know that alcohol can slow the body down? You can have memory loss and even poor judgment skills. I learned that drugs can make you very sick. I learned a lot of facts about alcohol and tobacco. I've also learned that sometimes you can solve a problem by yourself and sometimes you can't. Sometimes all you care about are your friends. And when you do, you really want to listen to them because you care about them so much, but sometimes they can put a lot of pressure on you, and that is called peer pressure. You cannot let them defeat you. I also learned that making safe and responsible choices is important in the world because they can give you consequences, positive and negative. When you communicate, you can use verbal communication or nonverbal communication. When you are using verbal communication, you are using your voice, and when you use that voice, you should be confident and clear of what you are trying to say. When you use nonverbal, you are not using your voice. When people say define, assess, respond, and evaluate, they mean what are you choosing to do? What can you do in order to be successful? When people say respond, they are trying to say respond to the choices you have. So what are you going to do with that choice? Assess means what are you going to choose from? What can you choose? Respond can mean to make a choice before you can make the action. See what you can choose to be successful. Last but not least, evaluate. When people say evaluate, they mean do the choice, actually make and do the choice. Have you ever wanted to report bullying but was too scared to? You could use the 5 W's of reporting bullying. Who is the person being bullied, or who are the people being bullied? What are the different things that are happening or happened? When, what time, and when it happened? Where did it happen? Last but not least, why? Do you know why it happened or how it started? I have used their decision-making model in many different ways, including home, school, and outside of those 2 places. When I am feeling angry or pressured, that's when I start thinking about DARE. What are my choices? And I think, what can I do in order to control my body? Sometimes it doesn't work, but it's always worth a try. I've also used it to help others. Like when someone needs help, I try to ask them if they need help. Whenever I have free time all to myself, sometimes I also like to think about what else can I do in order to make my choices even better. How do I plan to use what I've learned to make safe and responsible choices? From what I've learned, I'm going to use it in order to succeed and make the choices I think are good. When I am angry, I think about my consequences and what the good things are that could happen and what the bad things are that could happen. I've also used some of the resistance strategies to help me avoid the situation. For example, want to have a beer? No thanks. Let's draw instead. First, you could also have the define and assess steps. Those steps are also really good for figuring out how to make safe and responsible choices. If somebody asks or tells me take drugs, I will use what I've learned in order to avoid the drugs or pressure situation. Thank you.
All right, nice job. And you guys did a fabulous job reading those. At this time, can I have the other essay winners come on back up here, ones that led us in the pledge? As promised, I've got some extra prizes for you. And so each of you will receive a DARE water bottle, an essay winner pin, fidget spinner, a mini Darren, and a gym bag.
Hero. Come on, Hero. Eddie, Hero's the one to do it first. Did we just get gas on? I know. Did you see Kira? She's like, are they there?
Okay, well don't worry, fifth graders, there's something for all of you. In just a few minutes, we're gonna call you up by class to receive your graduation certificates and your prizes that you will be receiving. But before we do that, what I would like to do is take a moment to introduce all of our special guests that are here for your special day. So if you will look over to your right, we have Mayor Linda Jackson. Trustee Chester Bojack. CEO of the Chicago Blower Corporation and a member of our Youth Commission, Joe Dubeck. Chief of Police Doug Flynn. Assistant Superintendent from District 15, Maurice Magna. Investigations Sergeant, Sergeant Pappas. Deputy Chief of Police, Brandon Oliver. And behind the scenes with the camera, Becky Tygor. And running the video camera, Mark Redham. Graduation photos will be on the Village Facebook page. In addition, the video of our graduation today will be on the Village website in addition to YouTube. So stay tuned for that. Now at this time I would like to call Mr. Cotter's class to come forward. If you could please rise. And if I could have my community members help pass out some of our giveaways. Mayor Jackson, on behalf of Brunswick Zone and Glendale Heights, has bowling certificates for all of you. And then in addition to that, all the fifth graders will receive a Dare pencil pouch with pencil and some other giveaways in there.
I need that.
I guess this is for your parents. It says, proud parent of Dare student. This is a magnet. And then everyone will receive a Dare sticker sheet, a Dare static cling sticker. And then on behalf of Amita Health Adventist Medical Center, Glen Oaks, we have our Dare t-shirts. They provide us with the funds to purchase about 600 shirts a year to give to all of our fifth graders in Glendale Heights. We really appreciate that. So, Mr. Cotter's class.
Nevaeh Gomez. Brianna Jones. Pablo Cludio. Lily Marmolejo. Liliana. Gil Morales. John Daniel Ocampo. Giovanni Rodriguez. Jaslyn Romero. Arhan Sayed. Rhea Townsend. And Marvin Villanueva.
Another big round of applause for Mr. Cotter's class. Next, Mrs. Lyle's class. Kira Alcantara. Rami Altabar. Eduardo Villa. Leotis Bassett. Liliana Pardo. Alexa Flores. Alejandro Garcia. Our Israel Gomez is absent. Denise Mora. Daniel Nickel. Katie Nolasco. Abelardo Sagata. David Sonoiki. Justice Stack. Valeria Villalobos. And Kevon Williams. Hey, another big round of applause for Mrs. Lyle's class. And have to have Mrs. Onyemi's class. Come on up. Leila Anacuna. Ariana Chavez. Mishwa Daji. Alex Day. Christian Gillespie. Natalie Gomez. Alondra Gonzalez. Eduardo, better known as Eddie Gonzalez. Brandon Johnson. Hazel Mendoza. Diana Quevedo. Elijah Robinson. Victor Sarmiento. Lanaya Smiley. Aisha Sayed. And Ronald Howard. Another big round of applause for Mrs. Onyemi's class. And last but not least, Mrs. Orlando's class. Come on up. Borowski, Justin Delgado, Christopher Morales, Martin Rosales, Aaliyah Seymour, and Max Weinstein. Big round of applause for all of our graduates today. If I could have Mrs. Roberts and Mrs. Lyle and Mrs. Onami and Mr. Cotter and Mrs. Orlando come on up. We have a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes. I am not a teacher, so I need a lot of help keeping track of all of you and making sure that your essays are turned in, your posters are turned in, and so I cannot do it without all their help. So I appreciate them and all that you do to help support our DARE program in Glendale Heights, so I have a special gift for each of you. You will each get a DARE pad of paper and a little holder. It's we're going outside recess. There's Band-Aids and wipes and different things you might need in there. Then of course they each get a DARE t-shirt as well. Mrs. Orlando and Mrs. Lyle come on back up really quick.
What? Oh, because they're moving.
So, you guys already know this, I'm sure, but Mrs. Orlando is taking on a new position next school year, so I will no longer have her here with me for DARE class next year. So to remember all of us by, she has a little mini bendable DARE. Now, Mrs. Lyle, on the other hand, she won't be back here at all next year because she's retiring. So I thought it appropriate that we give her a DARE retirement chair. You can sit out in the nice weather and enjoy yourself. Watch the school bus go by. There you go. Thank you to all your teachers.
We wanted, as a 5th grade team, to make sure that we thank Officer Cahill for all that she has done to support the 5th graders in this program. And we are beyond grateful to have you, and You know, she works with them at the end of the school day when their brain power is spent. So this is a really tough thing to do, and we're very appreciative for all that you have done for our team.
All right, just a couple things left. Have you heard long enough that you'll find out at graduation? You'll find out at graduation, right? Okay, well, guess what? It's graduation. It's time to find out. We will start off with Mr. Cotter's class. Third place, my helper. See, he's my boss, but yet he's helping me out at the graduation. How cool, huh? Third place goes to Rhea. Second place, a double winner today, Brianna. And first place goes to Gil. I'm going to collect these posters back because we still have many weeks left of school, but we are going to put them on display. Then go back over here. Again, as promised, prizes for all of your hard work. Third place, come on back, will receive a Dare Bouncy Ball, a temperature-changing cup and straw, Dare Frisbee, and a reflective string backpack. Second place will receive a hacky sack, stress emoji, sunglasses, and Dare AirPods. I have never heard kids be that excited for them. I may have misspoke. Earbuds. Go in your ears. All right. First place gets a mood watch. Football. Hopefully not a broken fan. And a mini Darren. And a backpack.
I want the second one. I want the third one. Eddie. It makes no sense. You get the second place gets earpods. That makes no sense. I want second. I want to hear about first and third. I want second.
All right, nice job. All right, this is Lyle's class. Third place goes to David. Second place, Kevon. And first place, Liliana.
still better. I know. But they're good still.
Congratulations. Next from Mrs. O'Nami's class. Third place goes to Natalie. Second place, Aisha. And first place, Victor.
Who did it first?
All right, nice round of applause. Good job. And finally, Mrs. Orlando's class. Third place goes to Christopher. Second place, Max. Okay, we're discussing the worthiness of prizes here. All right, in first place, David. How did you guys know? Oh, one more picture. Max, come on back up. Max, come on back up. All right, big round of applause. In fact, let's give all of our fifth graders a big round of applause. And fifth graders, give yourself a big round of applause. One last thing for all of you family members, friends, and special guests. Fifth graders, stand up and face the audience. We are going to yell out our pledge and promise to all of our friends, family, and community members. Our Dare Rally Cheer. Just repeat after me. And I know you guys have the voice to do this. I heard that. All right. Repeat after me. I promise to make good choices. The DDMM can help me. I will grow up being safe and responsible. Congratulations, fifth graders, parents, family, friends, community members. Thank you. All right, and that concludes our graduation ceremony. Thank you for attending, everyone.
Okay, now I can do